All right, you guys. So today we'll be playing Mr. Jack by System of a Down, which is a super interesting song. So as usual, drop C tuning, which will be a step down from your standard tuning and a whole step down further on the sixth string. So the notes are D, A, F, C, G, and C again, and that's getting old. So let's take a look at the intro first. Let me switch to cleaner actually. There we go. Um, in this intro, we're not doing the lead part, which will be, the. But instead, we're doing a little arrangement, uh, which goes a little something like this. Something like that. So what's going on here is we're playing four major chords. All right, starting here, C major. All right, we're just moving around. Do keep in mind, we're just moving around this D shape. You should know your basic chords by now. But yeah, we're just moving around this D shape chord. All right, which will be the second inversion of your chords. We're just moving it around. So again, C major, D sharp major, F major, and G sharp major. But we're only playing in the first three strings, all right? So C major, just your usual D shape. So second fret of the first string, third fret of the second string, and second fret of the third string, all right? So we have our major third in the top, all right? E, D, and G, all right? And then we're just moving it 3 frets up, so fifth, sixth, and fifth again. So basically G, obviously D sharp and A sharp, all right? 2 frets up again for the F major, all right? So we have our A now, F, and C. And then again, 3 frets up for the G sharp major, which will be C, G sharp, and D sharp. All right. And we're adding this little fourth in the C major. We're adding this fourth here. All right. So it will be F to E in the first string, third fret to second. Here we're adding also the major fourth, which will be, in this case, it will be the leading fourth, leading major, which will be C, 12th fret to 10th. All right, but by the second time we repeat, we're not adding the fourth in the C, and we're staying here in the with the C, which kind of makes it dissonant by the second half, the last half, all right? If that makes any sense. So this part is pretty interesting indeed because, well, if you care a little bit about that theory, what we're doing here, what we're seeing here is kind of like a tension and release type of stuff, all right? Which is kind of like very jazzy. We're doing modal change. I don't know how you call it in English, but yeah, it's kind of like a modal change because we're starting. This song is in C minor. Shout out to Kevin Spacey, by the way. Not really. C minor. But in this case, we're playing C mixolydian, all right? As you can see, we have the F major. Basically, C mixolydian, which will be the fifth degree of that scale. So by doing that, we can play, those major chords which have, the E and the A, right? But then we're moving back to C minor. All right, so what's going on here is we're just starting here in the, for example, let's play a dominant 7, C dominant 7. And then we're moving back to C minor. And then we're moving back to the mixolydian, where in this case just the F major. And then back to C minor, in this case G sharp major, which will be it has the same notes as C minor. It's part of the scale, all right? So yeah, that's pretty interesting actually. I really love this little notion because, well, I'll explain a little something extra later when we get to the interlude. So that will be the intro. Then let me switch to distortion here. Then we're entering the main riff, which goes a little something like this. All right, just repeats. It has two variations, which just alternate, one and the other. We're just alternating them. So basically what we're playing here is power chords, C, G, D sharp, and G sharp power chords, all right? Starting here in the 5th and 6th string open for C, all right? Then we're moving to G, which a lot of people like to play here in the 7th. But the correct way would be here, kind of like a shape, or well, standard power chord if you're not using a drop tuning. So open in the 5th string and the 2nd fret of the 4th string, sorry, right, for these D, right, G and D. And then we're moving to 5th and 6th string again for D sharp. And then we're playing, all right, this G sharp power chord, 1st and 3rd fret of the 5th and 4th string. And we're doing a little slide in this G sharp, 3rd fret to 2nd, and we're releasing the root, which will be G sharp, and it should sound a little something like this. All right, and that's the gist of it. Okay. So the variations here for this, as I mentioned, are basically the first time we're closing it like this, and the second time we're closing it in G sharp, staying in G sharp, all right? So slowly. All right. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. This riff repeats throughout the entire song. Actually, I'll probably get confused by the end of this tutorial because honestly, it's almost always the same. With obviously different ways of playing this riff. So this will be the main riff and the chorus exactly the same. It's just play exactly the same for the chorus, all right? And then for the verse, we're just adding polymute. So. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Then we got this little interlude after the second chorus, which is longer, by the way. It just plays twice the times or the bars, all right? If that makes any sense. So we have this little interlude which is played in a sitar in the studio version. But live, he plays, well, the main riff an octave higher. So we're starting here. We're using this C in the fourth string, open C, as a drone, all right? And we're doing the arrangement, which is. All right, just pretty much that. So what's going on here is we're using, again, the 4th string open as a drone, and we're playing the following arrangement, starting here, third string, 10th fret, which is G sharp to G, sorry, D sharp to D, to C, passive note there, which is C sharp. All right, so 10, 9, 7, 8, 7, fifth fret now, which is A sharp, back to 7, C, and that will be it. And yeah, this part, if you've seen them live, they play Hesse, which I'll do a tutorial on it later, but it's still using the modulation. All right, it's in F major. All right. So if you know Hesse, is something like that. All right, so yeah, that's a little extra tip there. We're still doing that little modulation there. So yeah, then we get to this very riff heavy part, which has, well, pretty much 4 let's call them post bridge riffs. So the first one is, again, the main riff played differently. Right after, we're doing the following. All right. Do keep in mind, in studio, this song is kind of like a shit show in the guitars. They're slightly, I don't know what the word is in English, but they're not entirely, in sync. So that's why it sounds so chaotic, especially in this part. But yeah, that's exactly the picking pattern or the stroking pattern for this riff. All right. So slowly, we're just playing the main riff, but we're just playing twice, and by the end, the last time that we're playing this main riff, we're playing it 3 times instead of 2. So again, slowly. And in the 4th bar, and we repeat. Stopping, full stop, just once in G sharp. All right. If you listen to the isolated tracks of this song, you'll hear this, exactly this. All right. And then we get to this second post bridge riff, which goes a little something like this. Almost dropped my pick there. Anyways, so what's going on here is we're playing power chords, C and C sharp. All right, open the 1st fret, 5th and 6th string, basically. All right, do keep in mind that little gallop there, which is 1 2 1 2 1. And the second time, we're not adding the upstroke, basically. So instead of 5, will be 3. Yeah, and if I'm not remembering correctly, it just ends, but basically like that. It's just completely palm muted. And then we get to that 3rd post bridge riff, which is the following. right? Which is basically we're pausing G, G to D sharp, and then we're pausing again in G sharp. 3 times. 3 times C, G, D, 3 times D sharp, G sharp. All right, if that makes any sense. So that's the third post-bridge riff. And then we are just playing the fourth riff, which is just, again, same notes, but once completely paused. So. And we're closing the song, basically, with the 3 strokes for each, again, which is... except for G sharp. So again, slowly. And yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Honestly, I'm super tired. It's pretty late. It's like 1 a.m. here. So, but I really wanted to do this. So yeah, thanks a lot for all your comments, all the support you've been giving me, and see you next time.